All right, everybody. I hope you've been well. Sorry, I've been away. Just been very busy. But today I have a pretty exciting announcement. Here on the table, I have a new acquisition. It is, I think, the best deal on the AK market you can find right now, as of 2019. And what it is an M plus M M10 762 DIY. What that means is it's a barreled receiver, fire control group, all Romanian produced with no pistol grip, no furniture. It comes with a hooded front sight gas block and an RPK style rear sight, windage adjustable. Now, I think this was selling for $519, and so I picked it up from Atlantic Firearms on a layaway, and it was really convenient. So if anybody's looking for an AK, or they're just starting to get into AKs and they want something that is very inexpensive for what you get, this rifle is the answer. It comes with a muzzle nut that was tack welded on, but they cut the tack weld and just left it on there loose. I'm going to be doing some pretty major conversion work to this, so pretty excited. I've already started out with my conversion. Basically, I'm making this a Rus Viking themed, not actually historically themed, but just my American dumb interpretation. Aesthetically speaking, it'll be recognizably Norse. So what I've done is, on the receiver, I have engraved with a diamond engraver this knotwork pattern here, as well as on the top cover a series of knotworks and two runes. There's the Giro rune, which stands for time or year, and there's the Tyr rune, which stands for the one-handed god of war. So it's basically representing this as a wartime gun. I have added a WBP enhanced safety selector, which is nice because I can use my index finger to put it on safe and on fire. I've engraved on that with a series of triangles. And what else? I think as far as the engraving, that's all I've done on the actual steel. What I'm going to do with this is paint the entire thing gray and actually ink in where these depressions are that I've engraved. I'll ink in with a silver enamel, so it'll be protected from the elements. It won't just be bare metal. But that's still a long way off, because I am going to be adding a Polytech spiker bayonet assembly to the front. And what that is the front sight with the little hinge and the claw mechanism that locks the bayonet. And what I'm going to be doing is attaching it on the side of this AK instead of underneath like a normal Norinco would be, or like a Type 56. Instead of underslung, it will be out to the side like an M44 bayonet. The reason being is because I don't want to have to modify my handguard. I don't think it would work, but I think it will work out to the side. I will be chopping off the sight ears on that and using the detent from it to attach my muzzle device. So that's kind of the purpose of it. I can, instead of thread locking or using a crush washer or something, a split lock washer, on the front here, I'm going to be attaching a spiker bayonet that will swing out from the side like a, like I said, like a Type 44 or an M44 bayonet. About this rifle, it's all Romanian, it's all numbers matching, and this is a 2019 dated Trennian. So you can see, I'll cover up my serial number, but you can see, hopefully you can see, it's 2019 dated. Well, maybe my phone isn't exactly the most accurate recording device, but it's 2019 RO for Romania. I asked Atlantic Firearms if they could give me a serial number ending in 5, and they did. They're really cool about that. So if you want a specific number sequence, you can see about that. The bolt carrier and bolt are numbers matching. Gas tube cover, or gas tube has a number on it, it's matching. Your top cover numbers matching. And there's no serial number on the recoil spring, which is, that's alright. It's a recoil spring. But this is very cool. You can see it says made by F.A. Cougar, Romania, for M+N Incorporated, North Glen, Colorado. And that's basically the only advertisement besides Atlantic Firearms Manufacturing back there, because they had to modify the front by cutting off the muzzle nut, which was a nice feature, because I am going to be removing this, putting that spiker assembly on there. If you've seen them, the Polytech USA sells them. But I will be milling off the ears for the sight, because I already have my forward sight. I just need the detent that comes with that and the spiker bayonet. But the metal is not the only thing I've been engraving, actually. I'm actually really pleased with it. I was very nervous about engraving on this receiver, because it's a gun, it costs money, and I don't want to mess it up. But I think I've done a good enough job that I personally am pleased. I know it's Bubba-ing up an import AK, but I want it to be something that's my own and something special. I will be, like I said, attaching a spiker bayonet onto the front, folding out to the side. So it will be a very unique rifle. I think for the price, I feel comfortable spending a little bit more money on some neat features, and not having to worry about, it's a $1,000 arsenal. I don't want to mess around with it too much and engrave on it and do all the things. Where this is a $550 Romanian, which is excellent. It's made in Cougar, just like the Wassers. It's got really neat features like this hooded front sight and the RPK rear sight. That really makes a nice sight picture. But also what I'm doing is I'm attaching some carvings on these furniture pieces. So I've got them stained. They're stained red. I carved a series of knotworks onto an RPK buttstock. It's identical on both sides, so you can see. And onto a reverse dong for an underfolder. I think these are really nice, and they feel a lot better than the regular dong grips. It's a laminate wood, so when I put my finish on it, it will really stand out nicely. It carved really well. I put a wolf totem on it on both sides, kind of how the old worm boats, the long ships of the Vikings, had like dragons and bears and wolves on their bows up on that big curved piece. I wanted something similar to that. I connected it under the bottom, and I've done a knotwork on the grip to give it a little bit of texture for when I grab, and these 3 decorative triangles to kind of tie in on that safety selector. I think it looks really neat. I'm very pleased with how it turned out. What I did was I used a carving tool, carved in the designs. They're actually quite deep. They're not. It's not not enough to carve, halfway through the material, but it's not just a scratch. And then I used black ink and inked in the cut marks. So let me turn this lamp on. There you go. Now I'll give you a better picture of what these will look like on the gun, so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm going for. So you can see how it's coming along. I did start doing some carving on a gas tube cover, a Polish one, but I'm not happy with the way it looks, so I've ordered a different one, and I'm going to be doing a more simple knot work on the top of it to tie it in. It'll still look. It'll probably be a stripe across it, like how it is on the dust cover, just a band across it. just to give it a little bit more of a continuity. But here's this, just so you can kind of see. I'm going to be doing a RIT dye polyurethane mix, so the actual finish will be that red color. And because I've inked in all of the knotwork that I've carved in black, the knotwork should still stand out pretty vibrantly and noticeably against the finish. So you can see what I've done. And imagine a side folding spike bayonet along the side here that will flip out. That's basically the rifle as I have it so far. Again, I'm going to be doing a sort of a medium gray paint over the entire metal surface. I just need to wait for that spiker assembly. And then I will enamel silver into the knotwork. I might do gold actually. And then I'll do a clear coat over it, just to give it some nice decoration. But it is engraved. It's not pen or whatever. It's actually scratched. It's actually scratched slightly into the surface of the steel. Diamond engraver did a really nice job. And it's sort of a nice aesthetic, I think. The AK is sort of a savage rifle. I think it looks good with a little bit of knotwork. I'll be keeping probably this Bakelite or whatever, the fiberglass pistol grip on there. I suspect that the finish will look similar color to the wood as it is to the pistol grip when I'm all done with it. So it should look pretty neat. I was just gonna do stains, you know, the red stain with the dong and the RPK clubfoot, but I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go all out with this because it is something. It's not expensive. An M+M M10 DIY is, you know, after everything $550, and really, I mean, I feel comfortable just messing around with it and making it a very, very neat rifle. It's got all the rivets are nice. The barrel is cold hammer forged and chrome lined. It is just a standard Kugerian rifle, how you'd find, you know, just what they export, but a little bit different. I think it's got this Draco front sight. I think that's what the Dracos have because of the hooded front post. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I think it'll be really neat, and it's going to look a lot different from what you see now when it's all done. Let me see if I can proxy something in for the spiker. So if you can imagine a spike bayonet, yeah. So yeah, that's that. I am still alive. I've just been working a lot of hours and been very busy with my family and trying to do some cool things. I've got some holsters that I've been making. Let me see if I can find my oh, there it is. Okay. Here's an example of a holster I just finished. This is one I've been working on, and it's for a 1911. It's a left-hand draw, but I tooled some knotwork into it, put an illustration of a wolf, and then did a little like a basic axe. And I carry this around, just kind of advertise my holstery business. And this is just an example of, you know, my work. It's holding my Rock Island Armory GI model 1911, and I put some buffalo bone grips. I think they look pretty neat with the black. So yeah, that's that. Again, thanks for watching. I'll do a review once I shoot this. Yeah, I'm really happy with the, you know, it's just a wasser, basically. It's a wasser with a front sight gas block and an RPK rear sight. But like I said, I felt comfortable with the cheapness, with the inexpense of this weapon, going for a Polytech spiker, modifying that, popping it on the front, because there is all this real estate up here I can use. Felt comfortable engraving on it and carving into the wood. I feel like I have enough skill in the hand to have done it neatly and without much in the way of messing up. So I'm pretty proud of it. I think it'll be really neat. There's those triangles. And I can't wait to take it to the range and fire off a few rounds. Yeah, it's just a good AK, man. Cold hammer forged, chrome line barrel, Romanian fire control group. If you're doing this and you're keeping the fire control group in or whatever, I might change it. I don't know. If you're doing an enhanced safety selector, all you have to do is just push the disconnector forward, and the paddle for this safety will pop in. I was kind of struggling figuring out how to get that safety selector in, because it's different than the Romanian, the one that comes in. I think it's a full auto safety selector, like the type. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a really good day. I'll keep you updated on this. I might do something interesting with the sling, like add a bit of fur or you know, like some kind of braiding or whatever, to keep in line with the whole knotwork theme. But that's all for now. I hope you guys have a great day. Leave a comment, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.